Hi guys, Chris McNamara again from the Brogue Trader. Today we're going to talk about the way shoes are made. This is obviously a double monk from Loke, part of their 1880 range, so obviously it's a hand-crafted shoe in the UK. But fundamentally all these shoes are made the same, so they're made the same with Joseph Cheney & Son, Tricker, Crockett & Jones, obviously, and indeed the 1880 range from Loke shoemakers. So you have a leather upper, okay, fully leather lined, the whole shoe is leather lined, and a full leather upper. This particular shoe is a monk strap, so you've obviously got the buckles, etc. You've got a leather sole, okay? You've got a capped heel. So this rubber section here is called a capped heel, and a full wooden block heel. You've got cork running from the tip through to the heel, okay? So there's cork throughout the shoe. There's also a small shank underneath the heel and stuck inside the sole. If you ever walk behind somebody and their shoes are squeaking, it's because the small shank inside the shoe is actually snapped and it's squeaking away. So the good thing about this type of shoe, there's no man-made items in there. They're all natural products. Because it's welted and it's been hand stitched, it can be completely unstitched. So when we get to the point of sole repair, this isn't the type of shoe you would send to a cobbler. This isn't the type of shoe you would throw away and dispose of. It's the type of shoe you send back to the factory. All the good British shoe brands obviously offer this service. It's a small fee between £60 and £100 depending on the brand. So they'd unstitch the welt and they'd remove the whole base of the shoe. The welt, by the way, is a small piece of leather which fits between the upper and the sole, and the stitching stitches through it. A bit like a washer in between a nut and a bolt. So when they unstitch the stitching and they rip the whole sole off, they then take the welt away and they take all this cork out. They scrape it all away. They scrape all this cork away. And then they take the inner sock out. When they've taken the whole sole off, and once they've obviously taken the welt off and they've scraped all the cork out, etc., they take the shoe back to a floppy upper. You know, the shoe's obviously been worn at that point, and the shoe has got creases in it. But obviously what we do with that shoe then, you put a last back in it, which is the correct last for the shoe. It's the right width and depth, the right instep and the right arch support. Put it back in the press, remove the creases. Obviously replace the eyelets, new inner sole, new shank, all new cork goes back in there. Whole new sole. At that point you can also choose your sole. Do you go with Day-Night, which is the rubber sole? Do you go with a Victor, which is a rubber sole? Do you go with a lattice sole, which is a half rubber, half leather? Or do you go with a full leather again? Down to personal preference. It's all down to the personal wearer. But that for a small fee with Loke is £65, and the shoe comes back looking like a new shoe. It's fantastic. So when you buy a £200 pair of shoes, you then invest £65 to get them rebuilt. So you've had two pairs now for £265. You invest the £65 again, you've had three pairs of shoes for £310. So consequently, you end up having shoes which only own you around £100. They last you a decade, you've got great footwear on your feet, they look really sharp, you feel good wearing them, but obviously you know confidently that the shoes are moulded to the shape of your foot. Hope this has helped. Great to see you. See you next time.